What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to our interactive horror stories. Today, we're going to be going through After Funeral. If you haven't seen the other one already, we went through The Doll last week. Interesting, not how I was expecting, way shorter than I thought too. So we'll see how long this one is. So let's get right into it. And before we begin, hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Really help me out. I really appreciate it. We can dive right in. After Funeral is a modern gothic horror story that takes place 3 days after your son's burial. Receive messages in your computer. Those claim to be sent by your son's soul. He says that he wants to be with you once again, and he asks you to do a few things in order to be resurrected. Will you believe in the messages? Play. After Funeral. You used to be a father. It's been 3 days since your son, Jonathan White, was buried in the graveyard of the local church. He was 8 years old. He had golden hair and blue eyes, and just like the beloved man in the Carpenter's song, "Close to You." Since your wife passed away giving birth to Jonathan, and since he has been your everything, he was your angel. Now he is gone. He died on a snowy winter morning. You had gone to the market, leaving him alone at home. When you arrived at home, you found Jonathan laying on the bed, motionless. His face was covered with his pillow, choked. Police couldn't find any trace of trespassing. You clearly remember the solemn moments of Jonathan's funeral. In fact, you try to forget, but the details are in front of your eyes and they won't go away. The priest had intoned psalms and prayers of those you're not so familiar with. You are not so religious. While the lifeless body of your son laid in the church, his feet were turned to the east. He was wearing black suits and shiny shoes. His skin was pale. His way too young for all this. You wished it was you lying there instead of him. At the day Jonathan died, it's a snowy day in all of Ohio. There are 3 inches of snow outside. It's 1400 hours now. You are a writer who has been on writer's block since that day. Your favorite word processor is open in the computer. The screen is blank, and you haven't written anything for a long time. There's cigarette butts in the ashtray, and your black, hot coffee in a blue cup on your work table. You chain smoke and consume a lot of coffee nowadays. As you're sipping on your coffee, doorbell rings. You open the door. It's Bob, your neighbor and friend. You had drunk beers and had barbecue with him several times. Bob's a nice guy. He's overweight, has short, black hair, has no facial hair. He wears a dark blue jacket and a black beanie. Hey, how are you? I wanted to ask how you've been. I'm still depressed. Bob replies, I can imagine how hard it is. I never had kids, but I had a cat when I was younger. I loved her as my daughter. Then I had to bury her in the garden myself. It was tough. I know how much you love Jonathan. I am shocked like you to see him gone. Bob continues. I'm going to the market right now. Do you need anything? You remember that you're out of cigarettes. Yes, I need cigarettes. Ah, you need cigarettes? He puts his hand in his pocket and pulls out a pack of cigarettes. Maybe I'm a bad friend for doing this, but anyway, take this. I'll buy myself another pack in the market. You take the pack that has 10 cigarettes inside, and thank him. Okay, man, see you later. You say goodbye to Bob too, and then he goes. You close the door and sit back on your work table. You look at the computer screen that should have been blank, but no, it's not blank. Something is written. Daddy, I missed you. Jonathan? After you shout your deceased son's name out, new letters appear and form a reply. Yes, it is me. You are not a computer engineer, but you know that it is possible to hack someone's computer and put a prank on him if the computer is online. Your computer is connected to the internet with an Ethernet cable. How is that possible, Jonathan? Good Lord said that I should be together with you. He said that I love you and you love me, so he sent me back. Oh? I'm so afraid, Daddy. It is cold and dark. I am so cold here. Please bring me back. Do you want to see me once again? Yes. Find 5 candles and wait for the midnight. Wait for the midnight, not just midnight? That's weird. Bye for now, Daddy. You have got only 1 candle at home. You normally use the candle when the electricity is gone, so you didn't need more than 1 candle before. What will you do? Let's buy them from the market. Let's not tell Bob. So you wear your long beige coat and black leather boots and walk to the market to buy 4 candles. Then you return home. At home, you wait in front of your monitor. Nothing happens till midnight. Then a new message appears on the screen. I am back, Daddy. Did you bring the candles? Yes. Good. Let me explain how you could bring me back. Go to the cemetery. Dig my grave. Bring my coffin home. Okay. We shall speak again once you bring my coffin. You know it is insane what you do, but you get prepared to get outside. You wear your coat and get outside your home. It's snowing like hell outside. The sky has a bright purple color, illuminating the night with the help of a full moon behind the clouds. You get in your car and start it. The streets and roads are empty. There's only you outside in this hour of night. It doesn't take long to arrive at the church and its graveyard. That's not right. Graveyard is covered with snow and gray mist. No lights come from the church. Either there's nobody inside or the priest is sleeping. That's good. You can't be seen while digging your son's grave. You find the graves of your son and wife. Jonathan White was buried next to his mother. There's an unoccupied area next to them. You will be buried there when your time comes. You search for a shovel. You find it in about 10 minutes. You're ready to dig the grave. Let's start digging. You start digging Jonathan's grave. After 6 feet of digging, you reach a little wooden coffin. You climb down and carry the coffin up. After that, you climb up and carry the dirty coffin to your car's back seat. You never done something something this bizarre before. After you reach home, you get off your car. Get off your car? What? That's weird. And carry the coffin home. Luckily, there's nobody around. You drag the coffin to your living room's center. You don't care about the floor getting dirty with soil. Thank you, Daddy, gets written on the screen. Now put the candles around my coffin, like a star. Okay. You carefully place the candles around the coffin, making it into the center of the star. You light them with your lighter. Now read these aloud, Daddy. A lonely goat on a mountain. He is thirsty for humanly love and affection. I shall give him the water. You read the lines. I'm not going to read it again. And the coffin starts to shake. The coffin's lid gets opened slowly. You see Jonathan opening the lid and raising up. His skin is pale, almost white. You could smell the rot on his undead corpse. He's wearing that black suit you couldn't forget. He stands on his feet and smiles at you. Then he steps outside the coffin, away from you, without saying anything. And he does something you wouldn't expect from the dead. He dances. He dances with joy. After half a minute, he stops dancing, stares at you. His eyes are still blue. Take me in your arms, Daddy. Take me to the bathroom. I want to show you something. That's bizarre. It is impossible not to obey what he says. You feel his presence dominating the room, overwhelming you, and it's impossible to say no. You crouch down and take him in your arms. You carry him to the bathroom. You bring him to the dark bathroom. You turn on the light and get horrified by what you see in the mirror. The boy's reflection is different. His skin is burnt, like coal. Jonathan had an innocent and handsome face, but the face you see is so far from being pleasant. It is like a really old man's face, who is also very ugly, and he has no hair. I always wanted a daddy like you, says the eldritch abomination you hold in your arms. The end. Wow, that's abrupt. There are 2 possible endings. Well, yeah, I'm sure, if you don't go along with it, nothing happens, right? I'm assuming that's the other one. Okay, so that was kind of a strange way of ending that. Like, it was very abrupt. So you resurrected an eldritch horror. That's fine. That's cool. No worries. That's fine. That's, yeah, I chose to go with like the grieving dad will do anything to save his son kind of thing. Um, so far the stories are they're very short. Like that was less than 10 minutes. That's crazy. Well, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, definitely hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and definitely check out the other videos on the channel. Like I do have my once in a lifetime playthrough. The Eternum playthrough is done for now. I do my Leap of Faith on here as well. I do have the Super Mario RPG commentary lists playthrough as well. If you love retro games, check those out. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Catch you all in the next one.